All right, welcome. Today, we're going to dive into something we use every single day but probably don't think about too much, our teeth. And trust me, they're way more than just little white things for chewing. They are an absolutely incredible biological system. So, let's get right into it.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say, yes, of course you have. We've all been there, haven't we? That weird but kind of exciting feeling of a tooth that's just on its way out. It's making room for something new. It's a totally universal experience, and it's what kicks off this amazing journey happening right inside our mouths.
And this just nails it perfectly. You know the scene. You're biting into a super crisp apple, and suddenly, something's not right. A baby tooth has just made its grand exit. It's that surprise moment that felt like it took forever to get to. But what's actually happening here? Well, it's not just about losing a tooth. It's all part of a much, much bigger plan.
And that's because, get this, we don't just get one set of teeth in our lifetime, we get two. You can think of it like a two-act play. Act 1 is our baby teeth, and Act 2 is the permanent set. That's, well, designed to last a lifetime.
So what does this journey even look like? Well, it all kicks off when you're just a tiny baby, somewhere between 6 and 12 months old. Then, boom, by the time you're about 3, you've got your full set of 20 primary or baby teeth. But then, around age 6, the great switch begins. Your permanent teeth start showing up, and this whole process keeps going until you're in your late teens or maybe even your early 20s, when those famous wisdom teeth finally make their appearance. Yeah, and the numbers really tell the story here. We start out with 20 baby teeth, and their main gig? They're basically placeholders. They're just saving a spot for the main event, which is the permanent set of 32 teeth. And like the name says, these guys are here for life. It's a perfectly planned out transition. Pretty cool, right?
Okay, so we've seen the big picture, this whole journey of 2 complete sets of teeth. But what about just one tooth? What's going on inside there? Let's zoom way in and take a closer look.
You know, a tooth is so much more complex than what you see in the mirror. The part that you see when you smile, that's called the crown. But there's this whole other world hidden beneath your gums. That's the root, and it's what anchors the tooth right into your jaw. And between those 2 points, oh, there are several super important hidden layers.
So, your first line of defense is the enamel, and you can honestly think of it like superhero armor for your tooth. It's the hardest substance in your entire body, no joke. It's this shiny bodyguard that protects all the sensitive inner parts from everything you eat and drink. Right underneath that superhero armor, you've got the next layer, dentin. Now, it's not quite as tough as enamel, but it's still incredibly hard, and it makes up most of the tooth. Its main job is to be the protector for the most sensitive part of all, which is the pulp. Think of the pulp as your tooth's command center. It's this soft tissue, and it's packed with nerves and blood vessels. So when you bite into some ice cream and your brain goes, "Whoa, that's cold." Yep, that's the pulp sending that signal. It's what keeps the tooth alive and feeling things.
Okay, so now we know what a single tooth is made of. But here's the thing. Our teeth don't work alone. Not at all. They work together as a highly specialized team. So I think it's time we meet the players.
Just take a look here. You can see right away that not all your teeth are the same shape or size, and that's totally on purpose. Each type has a very specific job to do, which makes them this well-coordinated team, where every single player has a unique and important role. First up, we've got the incisors. They're right at the front. You have 8 of them in total, 4 on top and 4 on the bottom. And with their flat, sharp edges, their job is to make that first move. When you bite into an apple or a sandwich, these are the teeth doing all the cutting. Right next door to the incisors are your canines. You got 4 of these, the pointy ones. Their unique shape gives them a really special job, tearing tougher foods. They're basically your built-in tearing tools, and they're essential for stuff like meat or maybe some crusty bread. All right, moving further back in the mouth, we meet the premolars. You've got 8 of these, and their shape is completely different. They're bigger, they're stronger, and they've got these ridges on top. This design makes them absolutely perfect for their role as the crushing champions, breaking food down into smaller and smaller pieces. And finally, at the very back, we have the heavy hitters, the molars. These are the widest and toughest teeth in your entire mouth. They're the grinding giants, working with your tongue to just mash food up until it's ready to be swallowed. They do the final, most demanding work of all. So, let's do a quick recap of this awesome team. The incisors cut, the canines tear, the premolars crush, and the molars grind. See, each tooth has a specific job, and together they create this perfect system for processing everything you eat.
You know, when you put it all together, that whole journey from baby teeth to adult teeth, the complex layers inside each one, and this incredible specialized teamwork, you start to realize you have a true superpower right there in your own mouth.
And really, that's the big takeaway here. From those first tiny baby teeth all the way to your wisdom teeth, this incredible team is always at work. And they're not just for eating. They are so fundamental to how we talk, how we communicate, and how we express ourselves with a smile.
So here's a final thought for you, a little experiment. The next time you sit down to eat something, just pay attention for a second. Try to feel which teeth are doing the cutting, which ones are tearing, and which ones are doing the grinding. Can you actually feel your tooth team in action? Thanks so much for tuning in.